David, I'm going to ask you this one. This is around mental illness. So Marita has asked, how can Carer Gateway meet the needs of people who support people with mental illness better? In the old program, Marita could go to one person for help completing forms, navigating the system, get emotional support and arrange for things like once-off cleaning. These supports really help the carer have enough energy to cope for the next day and the next challenge that they face. Can you talk us through what are we doing?
Look, I think the one-to-one support in the old system was, I think, is something that is no doubt a real challenge to how carers have seen the old system and see the new system. We know that we've got the ability to have one-on-one conversations with the carer support planners, the people who answer the phones and talk people through an assessment process. So you have that ability there. We also then start to look at some of the services that are on the ground or out face-to-face with people. So the peer support groups where carers can get help and assistance and have conversations with not only our staff on the ground but also other carers to work out how to navigate systems and to do that. There is a new service which is called coaching. It's not and we'll be honest, we were honest with government that coaching isn't a name that sits well with a lot of carers, but I think what the service looks like is something that can provide some one-on-one support. So I wonder, Sharon, it might be worthwhile just maybe talking a little bit about what that is, and that's an ability to might help some of that one-on-one support.
So through the coaching, we will work one-on-one with the carer to identify what's really important for someone walking beside them so that they can access that service. So if we use, for example, NDIS, we might walk beside someone, so we're not filling in all of the paperwork and doing everything for a carer. We're doing, like Danny said before, we're empowering by giving the information and actually walking next to a carer to help guide them to what the next steps are, help them to know which direction to go to access the right information, or where to go to make sure that they've taken in the right forms and they are completed properly. So through the coaching, we do have that ability to actually do some of that one-on-one support for carers.
And I'll be saying, Sean, that one of the things carers should be doing is saying to us what you need and what support the carers are asking for. Our staff are then going to react to that and provide it if they can. If they can't provide that, or if it's something that's not available, that's really important for us to know. It's important for us to know that so that we can then look at how can we provide that to carers in the future, or how can we either get funding or advocate back to government or get evidence about how that will benefit carers. So I would say to people, keep asking, because we need to know if what you're getting is what you need.
Sean, can I also add in, when we put in for the grant, so we're delivering the services in South Australia through what's called a consortia. So we've partnered with some other organisations where we recognised that carers will really benefit from some specialties. So we've partnered with Dementia Australia, we've partnered with Skylight for carers of a person with mental health, we've partnered with Life Without Barriers for carers of a person who has a disability, and with NPY Women's Council for in the APY lands. So we were really clear as we put in for the grant that it was important for us to actually connect with others that did have some of that specialty skill that they'd be able to share and support carers a lot more successfully.
Which probably leads in the next one. So this is from a carer in the Hills Murray Bridge region, and I'll read this out and then I wouldn't mind getting your thoughts, Sharon. So I'm an unpaid carer of a 40-year-old male whose class is missing and we don't know his home address and cannot ring him. He rings us with no call ID randomly. He believes he is well, he is seriously unwell. We need Skylight type groups in Adelaide, Hills Murray Bridge and Mount Barker. So how do you talk through, so there's a need there?
Yep.
What are we doing about those needs?
So when we have the conversation with carers and we identify what it is that they're needing is connecting with those supports, then we'll identify who might be the best person or the best location and those best supports. Now the consortium members are in some different locations around the state, they're not in all locations. So if for this example, if Skylight actually isn't delivering those services in the Adelaide Hills, then we'd be looking at the peer groups, and if there's a peer group with a focus that might be required, and that's what carers are needing. So if there's a peer group that's focused around carers of a person with mental health. We'll also work with Skylight if we're or our other consortium members to go, we've now got quite a group of carers who actually we think that you might be able to meet those needs better, and we'll work with them to see if they're actually looking at expanding or able to staff some of those areas to be able to access that support as well.